Hey guys, I still need a haircut here, back with another video. Now earlier this year when I was trying to come back, I made a album intros that are perfect. So I thought I'm trying to come back again. Why don't I come back with album outros that are perfect? So yeah, just like last time, I'm gonna come out here with a bunch of outro songs of albums that I think are just perfect. Do a perfect job at just closing an album off, finishing just whatever the story is, or just a good way to end it, whatever. Now, I found this one to be more difficult than the intros one. I feel like it's a lot easier to have a good intro that pops. I feel like a lot of artists are trying to put like the most flashy or the most hit friendly song as the first song. I feel like artists are more likely to put what they think is like the best song as the beginning of the album just to grab your attention. The most attention grabbing song, I guess, is usually the first one. And I feel like I didn't really come out with as many songs because I don't know, I just feel like it's a lot harder to have like a great outro than it is an intro, just because people are usually saving the best songs for like the beginning. And I feel like these ones are a lot more emotionally tied rather than the song just being like, wow, this is so good, like the last video. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that in this one. But with that being said, let's jump into a song that I feel like just does a perfect job at closing off the album and the story that it comes off of, and that is Are We Still Friends off of Tyler the Creator's Igor. This album is all about one big breakup, and after all of the other songs, after Tyler has finally come to terms that he does not love this person anymore, he is asking the question, are we still friends? Because that's still the possibility. And I feel like that's a really good way to just close off the album. And I just love how grand this song is. It feels like a grand finale. It just feels like a great ending to like a movie or a show that you've been watching. I mean, he literally says on the song, I don't want to end the season on a bad episode. But yeah, just a great one to end off the story of the album. Now, the next one is what I think is probably one of, if not the best album outro ever, and that is Mortal Man off of To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar. This song is so heavy. It is so just like, I don't even know how to describe the feeling I get when I hear this song. It's basically the encapsulation of everything we've gone through on the album to this point. He's talking about dealing with fame, and it's kind of similar to what he talks about on Mr. Morale, where he's talking about like not necessarily being a savior, but being someone to lead others. He compares himself to like Nelson Mandela and stuff like that. And I feel like that Tupac interview at the end is also just a really like good way to finish off the album, especially the ending of the interview where Tupac is like dead, supposedly, is the way I interpret it. I just think it's just a very beautiful and just heavy way to end off this amazing album. Now, one that is definitely not as deep or as like thematic as those two ones, we're gonna do Train in Vain by The Clash off of London Calling. This song is probably the most upbeat on this album. I'm pretty sure it is, right? And it kind of just feels like, you know, the dance scene at the end of like a kid's movie. Everyone's just like having fun and shit and dancing around because it's a fun ass song. It's catchy, it's very upbeat, but I don't know, it just feels like just a nice way to just end off this more of like a collection of just great rock songs. Another banger outro, Weezer, Only in Dreams, a song about being with the girl only in your dreams. This is probably one of my favorites off of the Blue album. Phenomenal album, the whole thing, but I don't know, this song, I just really like the vibe of it. I like the way it progresses. The ending solo is awesome. And kind of like the Tyler song, it just feels like a grand finale. It kind of feels like we've been through the album to build up to this just big finish. Just this long 9 minutes, just everything is spilled out. It's just here. This is the ending. Another album that feels like a celebration, I would say, is Soon by MBB off of Loveless. If I remember correctly, this is like the only upbeat song on the album, and I know this was released before this album even came out off the EP, but I still like this more as a closer. I'm pretty sure it was the first song on that EP, because it just feels like a nice upbeat celebration at the end of this sad ass album. It's also the longest song on the album, so it's just like, here's a nice happy reward for you for sitting through this very sonically dark album. I don't know, I think it's just really fun. It's really sweet. It's nice. I just think it's a beautiful song. It's easily one of my favorite songs of all time. But now let's get into some sad shit. Nine Inch Nails' Hurt off of the Downward Spiral. As the album title suggests, this album is like a downward spiral. We're just going deeper and deeper into darker territories, and Hurt just feels like the perfect way to end all of that. Whoever the main character is kind of just done with everything. What does he become? And I know a lot of people prefer the Johnny Cash cover to this, but this version has like a completely different meaning just in general and within the album context. While the Johnny Cash version is like someone who is coming to terms with their soon death, this is like someone just giving up completely when it's not their time. And I really like the contrast of just the mellowness of the first part of the song to the ending where we just have these loud ass chords. It's a very, very like dark and dramatic closer, and it just works perfectly for this album. Talking Heads, This Must Be the Place, Naive Melody, one of their most popular songs for a good reason. The song is very chill. It's very sweet. It's just like, it's kind of just like you're going home after a long day, and you know it's just a nice way to close off an album. It just feels like good. This is kind of what I was talking about, where there's some outros where it just emotionally feels good at the end of the album. This is one of those. It just feels like the end of like a day or the end of a movie, a show, and it's just like, you know, it's kind of like a bittersweet ending. It's like you want more, but this is the end, and it's just a nice ending. I feel like it's really hard to describe that, bro. Just how I feel about it, but that's the best I can do. Another one like that is Can't Hardly Wait by The Replacements off of, what is this album called? Pleased to Meet Me. Another one where it's just like, it just feels like the end, but it's like sad, and it's like you want more, but this is the end. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel that way with these songs. Another one is Madvillainy, Rhinestone Cowboy. Another one is Madvillain, Rhinestone Cowboy off of Madvillainy. I'm pretty sure this is the longest song in the album, is it not? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, another one that just like, it just makes me feel that way. It's all like, damn, this is the end, but this song is like just beautiful. But it's a Madvillainy song. The production is incredible. Doom's rapping is great. It's another one of those bittersweet ones, for me at least. In the last video, I talked about the opener of The Cold Vein by Cannibal Ox, and I feel like the closer is also just as incredible. Pigeon. First off, that Jaco Pastorius sample is incredible. Easily one of my favorite samples ever in any hip-hop song. LP does an amazing job with it here, and the rapping of Cannibal Ox over this thing is also just incredible. But I really like how they're kind of like putting themselves in the perspective of a pigeon. It's basically just a song about survival. This song is just like a very, very smart song. I encourage you to listen to it, read the lyrics as well. I just think it's like it's a great way to end off of this album in particular. It's also great with the added bonus track after it, Scream Phoenix, where it's like you're evolving from a pigeon to a phoenix. This album's incredible. Please listen to it if you haven't. Sticking with some hip hop, we got It Ain't Hard to Tell, Nas. Once again, just like a celebration at the end of the album. Love, love, love the Michael Jackson sample. Nas's rapping is amazing. I'm pretty sure this is the most upbeat song on the album too. I just really like the contrast, showing that like, you know, Nas can do fun music as well. And yeah, the song is just like so catchy. This is one of those songs where if it comes on, I have to rap along. Going back to a sad one, The Donald, Tribe Called Quest off of We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service. If you know the story about this album, it was supposed to be a Tribe Called Quest's like comeback album, but Phife Dawg unfortunately passed away before, you know, they like completely finished it with him. And this song is basically the closer to a Tribe Called Quest, the group just as a whole, and it is a tribute to Phife Dawg, the Donald. And yeah, it's like super sweet. They're just talking about how great Phife Dawg was, and just, yeah, it's very sweet, very sad, but it's a perfect way to end off the album and just a Tribe Called Quest as a whole. Now, of course, we got to talk about Purple Rain by Prince off of Purple Rain. God, just such a fantastic beautiful, grand finale of a song. The vocals are amazing. The guitar playing is incredible. That solo, Jesus Christ. Easily one of the most grand and flashy album outros ever, but it just is so goddamn perfect. We also got Green Eyes by Erykah Badu, which is one of those where it's just like an amazing song to finish off an amazing album. I love the different sections of this song. The vocals are amazing, of course, and it's kind of just like the end of the album, you know, Erykah is just like accepting where she is at. Not really accepting, but I guess more like trying to cope with the situation. And it's also just like kind of a sad attempt at trying to like get back what was lost. It's a very sad way to end off the album, but this song is just phenomenal. The production, the vocals, like I said, it's an incredible song. A couple left. We got Unison by Björk off of Vespertine. Beautiful album. Super, super beautiful. One of the most beautiful albums ever created. And yeah, this whole album is about love, and the song Unison is about just coming together in unison. It's a nice closer, just uniting, just being together. This is where we are together. Great way to end off an album like this. And the last two we have album closers that come off of crazy ass albums that are just like the final straw, all hell breaks loose. Of course, we got Hacker by Death Grips off of the Money Store. Easily the most unhinged song on the album. The production is a lot more raw than the other songs here. The vocals sound a lot different. And yeah, dude, this song, the performance on this thing is nuts. Like MC Ride, easily one of the greatest rappers of all time. He goes crazy on this thing. There's so many memorable bars. Once again, another song I just have to rap along with. And that like drum line sample that they use is like so good. The song is so chaotic, and the hook is so catchy. Easily one of the catchiest Death Grips hooks ever. Such an amazing song and a great way to finish off this crazy ass album. And another album where it's kind of like the all hell breaks loose moment in a different way though. We have Get Out of My House by Kate Bush. This is off of the Dreaming, which people say is like her like crazy album. It's her most experimental. And yeah, this album is pretty wild from front to back, but I feel like this song is just the breaking point of that. She's going crazy. She's screaming all over this song, telling people to get out of her house. And yeah, it's a very dark and just weird, really weird closer, but I love this song. It is a great way to end off this really weird album. But yeah, that's all the outros I got for this video, and now it's time for my outro. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, subscribe for more. I'm going to try to post more often. But yeah, if you have any outros that you think are perfect, put them down in the comment section for sure. Tell me which ones are your favorite in this video, which ones you agreed with, ones you disagreed with maybe, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.